There seems to be a lot of mixed thoughts for the Resident Evil 4 remake. Some fans can't wait, some fans demand a Code Veronica remake first, some are concerned that Capcom will ruin it the same way they ruined the Resident Evil 3 remake, and others don't even want a remake, stating that the original is perfect as it is. But as we know, whether we want it or not, the Resident Evil 4 remake is on the horizon. So in this video, I will be talking about some ways Capcom could improve Resident Evil 4. Before we start, if you guys do end up enjoying the video, then maybe consider subscribing, because Resident Evil is a series that I will definitely be covering on this channel. Also make sure to let me know in the comments below how you think Capcom can improve on one of the greatest games of all time, Resident Evil 4. With that all out the way, let's get right into the video.
Resident Evil 4.
The recent release of Resident Evil Village kinda has me concerned. Capcom stated their goal for this game was to blend both action and survival horror into one game. Now for those who played Resident Evil 8, you know that the game was not scary at all. The only part I can think of being somewhat scary is the Donna Benevito sequence of the game. Now don't get me wrong, it was a solid game, but it was nothing like Capcom promised. And what I am concerned about is Capcom making the same mistake with Resident Evil 4 Remake. Since Resident Evil 4 is such a good game, fans will be having high expectations for this release, so Capcom cannot mess this up. My only hope is that they learn from their mistakes in the Resident Evil 3 remake and Resident Evil 8. Hopefully they can think about the fans' criticism when making this game. There are many ways Capcom can make this game much scarier, so I decided to make a list of my own ideas. They can incorporate jump scares, as this worked very well in Resident Evil 7. They can have Chief Mendez or Dr. Salvador take a stalker role, following you around the village. They need to have updated character models. They need to have changes to the atmosphere by making it more dark, gloomy, and mysterious. And they need to revamp the island section, as there is way too much action. As we know, the island was a place held for doing many experiments, so they can really capitalize on this by creating some more gone wrong experiments, similar to the very disturbing Regenerators. There are definitely a lot of ways Capcom can make this game scarier, but these are just a few ideas I came up with. If Capcom can figure out a way to combine action and survival horror into this remake, then I can guarantee you this game will go down as one of the greatest games of all time. So Resident Evil 4 is a game with great replayability, so with that being said, many people have beat this game a numerous amount of times. And this is exactly why it needs to be different from the original. A lot of fans know this game inside and out, so if Capcom does make the game stick to its roots, then it could possibly lead to the game being bland and dull. So I definitely think Capcom needs to expand on this game, and there's many ways they can do this. They can add new enemies, add new weapons, and add new DLC. I would love to see a DLC similar to what we recently got in the new Resident Evil titles. Maybe include a DLC telling the story of the villagers before they were infected. Also, a DLC for Luis Serra is much needed. He really did not receive a lot of screen time, even though he played a significant role on this game. Alongside this, we also need to see some more lore be revealed. Resident Evil 4 has been out for years now, and we still know next to nothing about the Merchant. We are just now learning that the Duke has connections with the Merchant, so in this remake, I think it's time we learn the true backstory of the Merchant. Also, there is still plenty of information that needs to be revealed about the history of the Salazar family, which is yet another thing I would love to learn more about. So yeah, the list really goes on and on as far as content goes. There are plenty of concepts to be added, so Capcom needs to capitalize on it so the game can have replayability and won't be stale. And the same goes for cutting content. Resident Evil 3 was completely ruined by leaving out major sequences from the original, like the clock tower sequence. This lack of content left a bitter taste for many fans, so it definitely needs to be considered when remaking this game. And there you have it, guys. These are just a few things Capcom needs to incorporate in the remake to improve upon the original. So now I would like to hear your thoughts. Make sure to let me know down in the comment section below some other ways Capcom can improve from the original. Thanks for watching, everyone. I really hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you next time. Peace.